thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be sharing 3 cute little cards using this stamp set. This is the Pajama Power stamps from Pajama Crafter Stamps. Anybody who knows me like in person knows that I live in my pajamas. I work from home. My day job is a work from home job. So my pajamas are my work clothes also. So when I saw this stamp set, I knew I had to get it and I had to create with it. This is very me. So yes, I'm excited to show you the 3 little projects that we have today. So to start off, I just took a piece of cream cardstock and I cut it down to 6 by 3. We're going to do 3 little mini easel cards today. So I'm going to score it in half at 3. Oop. And then I'm going to score it again at 1 1/4. This is going to create the easel portion. And then I'm going to do that for all 3 of them. And then for the main card panels, I just cut out these cute little postage stamps. And I'm going to do a bit of ink smushing. So the first color that I'm going to use is Kitsch Flamingo. And I'm just going to smush that on an acrylic block. Grab my water bottle. Give it a little mist of water. And then I'm just going to smush on the front of it here. This is one of my favorite ways to add just a bit of color to a background. And then I'm going to dry that off with my heat tool. And the next color that I'm going to use is Tumbled Glass. So I'm just going to do the same thing, give it a little squish on my block, give it a mist of water, and then just apply the ink. There we go. And then dry that off with my heat tool. And then the last color that I'm going to use is Milled Lavender. And then I'm going to add just a bit of white splatter. There we go. If you can hear the dog barking, I apologize. I just had a package delivered, so of course she has to let me know. There we go. So I'm just going to let those dry and I'll be back for the next step. Okay, so for the next step, I cut out these little circles out of the same cream cardstock, and I wanted to create little, like, almost pillows to sit behind my main images. So I'm going to take this tufted embossing folder and I'm just going to ink the raised edge. So this is going to be the edge that actually embosses down in or debosses into the paper. And it doesn't bother me if this is perfect. I'm just rubbing the ink, and this is antique linen. I'm just rubbing the ink around, and then I'm just going to randomly put my circles on there and then run it through my die cutting machine. And then here we go, my finished little pillow circles. And then this ink, since it's a dye ink, it'll just wash right off your embossing folder. So no worries there. Okay, so I got all my bits and bobs finished here, so I wanted to show you real quick the cute little characters that I colored. Now, this paper that I used isn't necessarily recommended for alcohol markers, so you'll see they kind of did bleed a little bit, which is fine. I'm not worried about that. So I did the cute little cat, the elephant, and then the little doggy, and their outfits match the colors of the panel and then also the little sentiment circles that I created. So I'm going to go ahead and get these assembled. So I'm just going to glue the circle right on the little postage stamp frame that I colored earlier. There we go. And then using the little half strength foam squares, I'm going to pop up my little characters. And put those right in the center. And then the sentiment will go on the inside. So I'm just going to continue on doing that. Okay, so then I'm going to fold my card bases. So the first fold I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half. And then just reinforce that score line. And then I'm going to fold it in half again for a second score line. And then the front panel is going to be glued to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some liquid glue right on there. And then I'm going to line that up to the bottom of the card panel. And then for the sentiment, I'm going to pop that up on some full strength foam dots. Reinforce that score line just a tad more. And then I'm going to put it kind of toward the bottom, on the inside, the center bottom. So then that way, when the recipient opens up the card, they can put it behind there, and then it'll just stand up like that. It's kind of hard to show with an overhead camera, but you can see there. So then they can just display it on their desk or their mantle or wherever. So I'm going to finish these other ones and then I'll come back and show you the finished 3. All right, so here are the finished 3 easel cards. We have the cute little cat and the sentiment says, "I don't rise and shine, I caffeinate and hope for the best." I feel this with my entire soul because that's pretty much how I am. And then we have the cute little doggy that says, "Life is better in pajamas." Again, I totally feel that. And then I did the same sentiment for the cute little elephant here. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do consider liking and subscribing to the channel. A full supply list for these cute little cards will be in the description box below, and I will see you in the next one.